Hi there, I'm Nancy Nash with Starfish Strength. I'm a nutrition nerd and a fall flavor fanatic, and today I want to give you 3 great ways to shake up your shake routine. I'm going to be using about 20 grams of vanilla protein powder in each of these shakes, 2 cups of water, and 1 cup of ice. I'm using Premier Protein powder today, so each of my shakes is going to have about 15 grams of protein. Obviously, that will vary for you depending on what protein powder you choose. We're going to start with an apple spice protein shake. Once you've washed and dried your apple, cut it into quarters, and then you just want to remove the seed, stem, and any hard parts of the core. So I'm going to add my quartered apple to my blender, and I definitely recommend using a high-powered blender, coming from someone who broke several blenders learning to make hummus in their early 20s. Next, I'm going to add my cup of ice, my 2 cups of water, and about 20 grams of my vanilla protein powder. So I'm going to start by blending this on medium, and then as it combines, I'll bring it up to high. So for spices, I'm going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, and 1/8 of a teaspoon or just a pinch of cloves. And now that we've added our spices, I'm going to give this a spin one more time. So this came out really lovely and frothy. If you like yours a little bit thicker, you could always take out some of the ice or the water. So let's give it a taste. So I can still taste the vanilla coming through really strong, but you just get a little bit of a hit of that apple flavor. I think apple and cinnamon is one of the best combinations ever. So if you're a fan of that combination, you'll probably enjoy this quite a bit. The ginger and the cloves are kind of backup singers here, but they really don't overpower it at all. And if all you have is pumpkin pie spice or apple pie spice or cinnamon, feel free to just use that. It will still be delicious. Next, we're going to make a cranberry orange spice shake. So I'm going to want about 1 cup of cranberries. They can be fresh or frozen. If they're frozen, the texture will be a little bit thicker, so you could always leave out some of the ice and replace it with water. And I'm just going to give my cranberries a quick rinse, and I want to pick through and remove any that look like they're a little rotten or shriveled. And then we're just going to add those into the blender. I'm going to add my 2 cups of water, my 1 cup of ice, and 20 grams of my protein powder, and blend it on medium. So you see it becomes this lovely pink color. So for spices, I'm going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom, and 1/8 of a teaspoon or just a pinch of cloves. And then I'm also going to add about a teaspoon of zest from an orange. If you're a big fan of cranberry orange, you could always add more zest, and then we're just going to blend it one more time. Now, if you really didn't like the texture of the cranberry skins, you could blend this until things are a lot finer, but I think it's delicious this way. So give it a try and let me know what you think. So let's go ahead and give it a taste. So this one is just a little bit more sour. You really get that zing of the cranberries and the orange. And I can taste the cardamom in this. If you prefer a sweeter smoothie, you could always add a little more vanilla protein powder. But if you really like homemade cranberry sauce, you'll probably like this. Our last shake today is a sweet potato shake. So I'm going to use a whole roasted sweet potato. You could also substitute roasted butternut squash. You could substitute canned pumpkin. I think they all work really nicely. I will say that roasting sweet potatoes in the oven gives this really lovely sweet flavor. So that's what I did. I do like to roast a bunch of them at once. I wash them, wrap them in foil, and put them on a baking sheet covered with parchment paper. And then I roasted them for about an hour and a half or so on 375. The temperature on your oven might vary a little bit. You'll know they're done when they're fork tender and your fork goes in and out of them cleanly. I like roasted sweet potatoes just as a snack with hot sauce. I like to add them to other recipes. I recommend just kind of keeping them on hand in your refrigerator if this is something that you like. And I'll be sharing another sweet potato recipe later this month that you can use the others in. So when you roast the sweet potato in the skin, it comes out really easily. So I'm just going to remove the skins as I'm putting my sweet potato in here. And then if the end of the potato stays attached, just make sure you remove that stem as well. Next, I'm going to add my 2 cups of water and my cup of ice and about 20 grams of my protein powder. And I'm going to blend it on medium until it's smooth. So you can see when you roast them, they get nice and smooth like that. And these sweet potatoes were actually cold. You could do it when they're room temperature or they're a little bit warm. Obviously, you don't want to wind up with a warm shake that you want to be cold. So just think about that. But even using them cold, the texture came out really, really smooth. So for spices, I added a teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, and an 1/8 of a teaspoon or a pinch of cloves. And we're going to blend that one more time to combine. So for me, I actually noticed the smell of this one. It kind of smells like pumpkin pie batter to me. So you can see this one comes out a little bit thicker. Let's give it a taste and see what it's like. So as someone that really likes pumpkin pie, pumpkin flavored things, I really do like this combination. If you're the person that really wants to finish that last piece of pumpkin pie, I definitely recommend giving this a try. Thanks so much for making time to shake it up with me today. I hope you feel better prepared going into the holiday season with some ideas on how to stay on track with your nutrition plan. If you're looking for more healthy recipe inspiration, workouts, or other healthy lifestyle tips, please check out the rest of my YouTube channel. And if you need some one-on-one support putting together an exercise and nutrition plan to accomplish your goals going into the new year, please reach out to me in the link in the description. In the meantime, I look forward to continuing this journey with you, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm still that kid that says Sally sells seashells by the seashore. How now, brown sow? Perfectly pumpkin pleasing palate.